Join me and let's take 5 minutes to see if we can be fully present. You might take a deep breath. You might get a little more comfortable in your space. Try, if you can, to let go of whatever you've been doing. Try not to worry about whatever lies ahead. And for these few minutes, just trust that you are okay, that you have the time and the space, and that you can be right here, right now. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Continue to focus on your breath. And I'm going to tell the story of a farmer and his horse. This is a really old story from the Daoist tradition. There was once a farmer who had a horse, and he loved his horse very much. But one day the horse ran away. The man's neighbor rushed over and said, "I am so sorry to hear about your horse." And the farmer answered, "Who knows what is good or bad?" Well, the neighbor thought this was a very strange reply. The horse was the man's prized possession. But the next day, the horse returned, and he brought with it 12 feral horses. And the neighbor came back over and said, "This is wonderful news. Your horse is back." And again, the farmer answered, "Who knows what is good or bad?" Well, the following day, the farmer's son was riding one of the horses, trying to tame it, and he fell and broke his leg. And the neighbor rushed over and said, "I'm so sorry to hear about your son. What terrible news." And the farmer replied, "Who knows what is good or bad?" And sure enough, the next day, the army came around enlisting young men to serve on the front lines. And the young man who had broken his leg was ineligible. And the neighbor said to the farmer, "What wonderful news. Your son is safe." And the farmer said, "Who knows what is good or bad?" And of course, the story can go on, and you get the idea. We have no idea in our lives what the outcome will be of the things that happen to us. Life is unfolding around us all the time, and we are along for the ride. As much as we'd like to think that we control our lives and the things that happen to us, so much of our lives is totally outside of our control. Ours is to choose our perspective, to choose how we will respond to the things that happen, whether we will hold life tightly and try desperately to maintain some kind of control and fight against the things that happen, or whether we'll hold life lightly, we'll allow the unfolding, allow what may to come, and treat life with a lot of grace and courage. You may have realized in some of your own experience that some of the things you think are going to be nightmares, some of the things you fear most that cause the most pain, end up being some of the things from which you grow the most, that transform you in ways you could never have imagined, and that make your life beautiful. And some of the things that you think are dreams come true, that you have always wanted, turn out to be nightmares. We don't know. And so much of life really isn't just one or the other, it's both. It isn't either or, it's all at once. Who knows what is good or bad? So maybe as you're headed back into your life, you can see if you can hold it a little more lightly, if you can allow the unfolding, take things with a grain of salt, and choose that you're going to be hopeful, Whatever it is, you'll approach it with grace, courage, dignity, and recognize that it will change. It will not always be this way. Who knows what is good or bad? Thanks for joining me.